watching us break down. It's safe to say we are alone.
Okay, your first release, Awake, was basically done all yourself, and then the second one, A Twist in My Story, you had a full band.
Yeah.
Your next release, which is scheduled to come out in a few days, Hear Me Now, tell us a little bit about what the listeners should expect in that one.
The new album, honestly, I just tried to break out a little bit creatively. You know, just trying some different techniques as far as production goes, and venturing a little bit more into the electronic world, and just kind of like opening myself up to you know, create a song and you know, make it its own entity, and you know, give it its own style, and have fun with it. And I think we, you know, really accomplished that on this record. I mean, I worked on most of the record with Aaron Johnson, who did the Frey records, and has had a lot of success. And it was a great experience for me because it really kind of gave me like some great insight into how, you know, to produce my own songs. Then I ended up producing 3 of the songs on the album myself. So it's definitely a little bit different, but you know, there's some a bunch of songs that are actually very much, you know, me in the traditional sense.
Yeah, and considering your last album, it was a very dark time in your life.
Yeah.
And then I also read that this new one is going to be a little bit more upbeat.
Yeah, you know, like I mean, it's all about recognizing some of the mistakes that I have made in the past, and you know, being able to move forward from them, and like owning up to them finally.
Okay. Tell us a little bit about these new songs and how your life has played out, you know, in them.
Well, you know, like for instance, the single "Something More" is, you know, it's all about these recent years, you know, with me getting into the music business and dealing with, you know, the after effects of how that affected my life, and trying to, you know, like just stay sane and happy, and trying to like find my happiness through all this. Yeah. And I think, you know, like it just, you have to try to go back to, you know, how things were before all of it.
Yeah, try to find yourself.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, tell us a little bit about the other guys in the band. I mean, everybody knows that you're Secondhand Serenade.
Yeah.
You got your other members.
Yeah. Well, you know, I got together with, like, I started playing with a live band about 2.5 years ago. And, you know, all of it was kind of organic, and everybody in the band is just, we're friends. It's not like, you know, crazy, you know, auditions before every tour and everything. Like, we've just been together for the most part, and, you know, you know, sometimes we need a new member, or sometimes somebody drops out, but we're pretty complete at this point. And you know, my brother plays keyboards, which is awesome, and yeah, it's just a really good dynamic.
You guys toured with various bands like Red Jumpsuit, All American Rejects, The Fray. Tell us a little bit about some of those past tours and what's been most memorable experiences.
You know, one of my favorite tours was actually the Red Jumpsuit tour, because they're really good friends of ours, and you know, we just had a lot of fun, and you know, there was a bar fight. There's just like lots of you know, things I can remember. The Fray tour was a little bit milder, but it was in Australia, so it was just one of the most gorgeous, you know, fun tours because of the setting. It was just a really great experience, and you know, it's always fun, like especially to tour with your friends, and definitely makes the experience a lot more memorable.
Yeah. Have you had any bad experiences?
Bad experiences? I've had some bad experiences with, you know, touring with another band, and I'm not gonna name the band, but yeah, needless to say, they weren't the coolest people to us, and it was just like, you know, we didn't need that. We don't need to be around people that think that they're better or more entitled than us.
Definitely. So how's this tour been going so far with White Tie Fair, Runner Runner, and Go Radio?
So far, this tour has been fantastic. All the bands, like I said, we're all friends on this tour. I mean, White Tie we've toured with like 3 times. Runner, they're good friends of ours from Los Angeles. And Go Radio, they're like, you know, like best friends with like, you know, my bus driver, and like it's really fun to like have this like dynamic because everybody's, you know, really cool.
Cool. Now this tour is going to go on for another few weeks. What plans are there after this?
After this, I mean, I would imagine more touring. I mean, the album's just about to come out. It hasn't even come out yet, so we have a long album cycle to tour, and probably some international travel as well.
Okay. About this new album, especially the cover artwork, any significance in that?
Yeah, it's more like, it's kind of, I mean, the cover is a mannequin with words kind of plastered all over it, and it's just trying to like, it's kind of like symbolizing, you know, me and turning me kind of inside out, like putting, you know, my words and my thoughts on the outside so people can actually see it, you know, it's a pretty cool cover. Like the concept was, you know, really cool, and we worked with the same cover art guys that the Fray used as well, which is actually Aaron Johnson, the producer's cousin, and so so it was a really cool cool experience for me, and they did a great job, and you know, it's the title of the album is Hear Me Now, so it's pretty appropriate.
Definitely. What is one thing you want fans of your music to get out of this new album?
I want people to like get that like I'm evolving as an artist. I'm not gonna stay the same. You know, I have to make the music that I want to make, not remake the music that I've already made. And I think that's, you know, what every artist is, you know, striving to do, and that's the only way you can be a career artist, like a successful artist. And I just want people to be able to like, you know, evolve with me and really enjoy what, you know, I'm coming up with and what's new, and be able to appreciate the old stuff, and but also go with the flow.
Okay. Now, when you were first starting out, MySpace was an enormous help for you.
Yes.
How do you feel today about social media sites, you know, and staying connected with fans?
It's necessary. I mean, it's just such an important part of this whole industry. I mean, Twitter, Facebook, everything is very essential in marketing and staying connected, and it's, you know, that's just where everything's going.
How about if you were around maybe 20 years ago? How do you think it would have?
It was totally different. Like everything was completely different. Like, you know, back then that was when A&R still went to clubs and saw you know, new local acts playing, and back when press kits actually did something, and it's just a totally different dynamic. Now it's great because you can actually connect with your fans without even having a label in the first place.
Okay. Dealing with your fans, seeing you've different articles and stories relating to that. You even did a few couch shows before your actual shows and everything. Tell us how important your connections to those fans is.
Extremely important. I mean, I've been interacting with them for, you know, since my career started, and that's my core. It's like, as long as I have those fans, you know, no matter what happens with my professional career, if I stay on a label, if I drop off a label, whatever, I'll still have those fans. I can still continue to make music because there's demand.
Okay, you're on a relatively small label, Glassnote Music. How have they been compared to if you were on a larger label?
In my opinion, much better. I mean, they're more powerful right now than most majors. I mean, if you look at their lineup, like, they have, you know, they're breaking records with having, like, you know, like on Heat Seekers charts with more artists than, you know, ever before. They have Phoenix, they have Temper Trap, they have us. Like, and they have a small roster of all really great, successful bands, and it's you know, and they have the time and resources to take care of me and focus on me, and not like